Brother, what, you want to go on another walk? All right, I'll take you out after this, okay? Come here. Come here. Come here. Yes, you are so cute. Hey, so today I would like to talk about the circle jerk of self-improvement, okay? I'm sure if you found this channel, you're all about self-improvement. You're about getting better. You're about improving your life, your happenstance, wherever you are. Maybe it's just a mindset thing. Maybe it's your physique. It doesn't really matter. It's all improvement. And why I say circle jerk here is because of what I've done in the past. And I want to relay a message to the younger version of me so he doesn't waste so much fucking time. Because truthfully, you could spend your entire life trying to self-improve. You see, when you're young, you're kind of like an oil drum. And you can only learn so much. And then when it fills up, you realize that there's something more outside of it. And so you have to open up another, you have to sit down, bud. You have to open up another oil drum. And you start filling that one. And then that one gets topped off. And then another one appears. And this process goes and goes and goes, and it never stops. You can never absorb all of the knowledge in the world. When I was younger, I tried. I tried for years. I read everything I could get my hands on. It didn't matter. If it was psychology, if it was physiology, if it was biology, if it was chemistry, if it was physics, if it was the quantum, if it was alchemy, the esoteric, it didn't matter. I wanted to know it all. And what I noticed was it was almost as if my life came to a standstill, because that's what I was essentially doing. You see, the journey of life is like you're going down a river, right? So I want you to imagine a river. You are on this boat, and your job is to enjoy it. Your job is to be present with it. Your job is to just navigate the river and take the path of least resistance that is the most enjoyable to you. I didn't think this at the time. At the time, I was critical. I was hyper fixating on everything that could go wrong. And so therefore, in an effort to subjugate the world outside of me, to bring it under my control, to dominate and conquer it, I sought endless amounts of knowledge so I could foresee every single possible obstacle and roadblock that would come up in my life. And when I did this, I noticed that I didn't feel so good. And at the time, I thought that was just the growing pains. I thought that that's the way it's supposed to be. If you don't know it all, then there's always something else to chase. And so there was this finish line that I had created in my mind outside of myself that I told myself I would be happy when I reached it. However, because of this pursuit of knowledge, this pursuit of wisdom, that finish line always kept moving. It didn't matter how many books I read. I would lie to myself. I would tell myself, oh, well, after I finish Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza, I will be happy. And then I finished it, and I wasn't happy. But another book popped up, and I said, oh, this is the one! This is the one! And I would finish that one next. And I would still not be happy. Because I was more so in the pursuit of wisdom, in the pursuit of knowledge, instead of just embodying the version of me that already knew where I was on the path. I was living the journey instead of trying to figure out the journey. That's the problem. Many people face this in life. We sort of embark on this journey of life, and then we stop the ship and we dock it. We go ashore and we sit there and we're just churning our legs in the sand, endlessly gaining more information, endless knowledge, thinking that we're moving forward. But in actuality, what we're doing is just putting more icing on a cake that's already done. What we need to instead be able to do is, on our journey, while we're enjoying our path, things will come to us. A certain venture of knowledge, some type of information. It will pique your interest. You'll gain a passion for it. Let that drive your pursuit of it, instead of endlessly consuming everything outside of yourself before you even take another step. The path that I was on was one in which I refused to take a step unless I had 100% surety it was going to be a success. And therefore, I made zero movement. Life is about movement. Life rewards movement. Because within the movement, there are lessons and there are triumphs. There's no in between. Now, if you don't have the understanding that I talk about in the other videos I've made, in which even bad things that befall you, the negativity in life, those are all lessons. Those are things that when you actually look at it, when you observe it, when you back yourself out of your physical form and you realize that you are just a vessel. You're just a vessel for good times, right? You're a little piece of God, okay? And you're God experiencing himself. And so sometimes God wants to experience something that is negative. So therefore, that version of God has the opportunity to learn, to die, to crucify himself, to become something new, to rise again and keep moving forward. You know, my uncle's been in town for about a week and a half. You know, I don't know if this motherfucker's ever going to leave, to be honest. He's just like, he's camping out, bro, at my parents' house. But it's been great because every time I go over there, there's a new classic movie on. They love the classics. So we were watching Rocky, and it just kind of like punched me in the face. I always knew there was something more to that movie, as there are in many movies. They teach you truths about life. But in Rocky, he says it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And so that is the life lesson in there. That the negativity, it doesn't have to impact your movement, yet it should in a positive way. When you integrate in the lesson that you learn from the negativity, your movement will increase. You will get more dexterous. You will get stronger. You will be able to jump higher and climb faster, swim farther. Life becomes easier because the version of you that faced the obstacle and overcame it is different than the version of you before you even embarked on the journey. So I guess the message I want to get back to on this one is this endless circle jerk of knowledge, information. I just want to let you guys know, I'm talking directly to you on the other side of the camera. You can never figure out everything. It's literally impossible. I wouldn't try it. Instead, what I would recommend is realizing that because you are a vessel, because you are energy, and everything is energy, that means you are one with God. And so when you empty yourself of these desires, you empty yourself of this lack, because that's what the emotion is when you have this finish line outside of yourself of gaining knowledge in order to receive happiness. That's lack. And when you become peaceful, when you become calm and you become regulated, you can be filled. You have to pour out your glass first before it can be filled. And then your life just, sometimes it's difficult to find words for it because it's just like an emotion. It's a feeling state that's hard to articulate, to bring clarity to. But when you become filled, it's almost like this divine intuition comes through you and can speak through you, and you enter this state of flow where you don't need anything else outside of you. You don't need the knowledge, you don't need the books, you don't need the self-improvement classes or courses, you don't need to watch any of my videos or anyone else's videos. You know exactly what you are supposed to do, and that gift that God gives you is in the present moment. But what makes it so fucking difficult, what makes it so goddamn difficult to get, is because we live in the world of Maya, as Alan Watts called it. This world of illusions, where there's always something more. You always want to be something more. You always want to compare yourself to others. You have been given these belief systems of morality. And so therefore you walk through life viewing other people, judging other people, comparing yourself to them, envying them, hating them, lusting after them. And when you have all this external stimulus, it's so hard to turn off the tap and go within. But that's where the kingdom lies. That's where the flow state lies. And that's where the true wisdom lies. That is within you and your path and how you should navigate the rivers of life. So, I'm just going to say it one more time. Don't hyperfixate on gaining anything outside of yourself. It's just going to lead you to a lower state of being. It's like this vibration of lack. You always feel like there could be something more instead of being here right now. It's like you're in transition at all times to go to some place, but when you get there, you want to be somewhere else. Instead of just being here, instead of just being you, instead of enjoying the journey of life, taking the gifts you are given and flowing with it lovingly. All right, love you guys. Bye.